I'm an associate professor at the Srimati Manorama Bai Mundle College of Architecture, Nagpur. We call this college very fondly as SMMCA, about a very exciting and a very unusual course of a master's in architecture. We run a course called MArch in Architecture Education. Very high course, and we are the pioneers of the course. The course is now 15 years old, and till recently, just 1 year ago, a college has started. Otherwise, we are the only college in India running this course. We started this course from 2007-2008 session, the only course of its kind in India. Now, this course has been recognized by the Council of Architecture, the government of Maharashtra, and is affiliated to the RTM Nagpur University. It's a co-education course with an intake of 20. I'm mentioning co-education because our college, otherwise for the B-Arch course, it's a girls' college. But for this postgraduate course, it's open to both men and women. That's why it's a co-education course with an intake of 20 seats. The highlights of the program is so different from other courses. One is it focuses on pedagogy. Some of you may be knowing what is pedagogy. Pedagogy is simply the science of teaching and learning. Why do we teach? How do we learn? How do we teach? Why do we learn? And the college always felt that architects who are into teaching require a different set of teaching skills, and you need a specialized course for architects who want to get into teaching. So we formulated this course and developed this course 14 years ago. It's a course running into 4 semesters. At the end of the third semester, we expect you to train at a college of your convenience, where you'll be involved with the college team in teaching, training, conducting studios, and all that. One of the aims is to create professional design teachers. Now, the studios of this course, I'll be just coming to it in a moment. We focus on what is called higher order thinking skills. These are also known as HOTS, H-O-T-S. Higher order thinking skills are more needed for architecture students, for architects, because we are creating, we are designing, and designing at that highest level, when we go into the final design, we require a specialized way of thinking. So we promote this kind of thinking in this course, and then we assume that you as a designer, you're already a designer having finished a bachelor's degree in architecture. Assuming that you're a good designer, we want you to become a professional design teacher. Now I'll tell you a little about the course contents. We have psychology in this course in the first semester, which tells you how students learn, how you learn as a teacher, how students learn, what's the psychology behind learning, how students behave in the class, how can you handle students, how can you manage a classroom. We focus on all these aspects in psychology. We focus on principles of teaching and learning, the educational philosophies, how education has evolved through the ages based on different philosophies, appreciation and criticism of built form, of other things. How do you appreciate? How do you criticize? It's a full paper on this. How to teach structures, how to understand structures, and then how to teach them. Similarly, for construction, what are the construction principles and how do you teach them in the class? We also focus on green buildings, and then we talk about how design is related to other arts. Now, as I said, I will be telling you about the studio. Our studios are very unique. It is not a traditional studio. You won't have a design brief and then it will say the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and the end of the studio. Our studios start with discussion, and the entire responsibility of finalizing the student, The students decide how the studio should proceed. So when we have a theme for the studio at the beginning, none of us know. That's why it's exciting. None of the students, neither the teacher knows how the studio is going to progress. As it comes through discussion, suddenly we evolve. And then we realize that our portfolios are not the standard plans, elevation sections. That is done. That's done in graduation. We have different portfolios. It can be in the form of a book, it can be in the form of a film, it can be in the form of a research paper, creative exercises. And in addition to this, our postgraduate students, the students at this course, also conduct studios for the undergraduate students as a part of the training purpose, how to, where they use the teaching skills which they have learned in this course, and then they experiment with them at the undergraduate level. We offer that platform for them too. Uh, you'll see some studios like this. Standard portfolios doesn't happen. This is a sheet on appreciation and criticism. Uh, how a particular temple was, the documentation of the entire temple. How are you able to appreciate? How are you able to critically look at all the elements of the temple? Just one. This is a studio on creativity. Backbones of the course is creativity and creative thinking techniques, creative teaching techniques. Because we believe that if you want to go to that higher order thinking, which I mentioned, you have to be very creative. And creativity is so often used in a loose term in architecture, more creative, bano, and things like that. But here we take a serious look at creativity. Creativity is there as a part of theory, and we look at different aspects of creativity, different creative thinking techniques, and different creative thinking processes. So that one of the studios was on creativity. As I told you, you never know. One studio we had on films, one studio, this was the creative exercise. I'll just come to the studios. This was the creative exercises. We have a bank of creative exercises at SMMCA, and students at this year, this was done 2 years ago, they prepared a bank of different creative exercises which could be used at from first year to fourth year anywhere, and they have added to the bank of exercises already existing with us. Now, can you imagine? This is the output of a studio. It is a book written by every student. This studio started as developing, thinking, expressing, looking at a building through all the five senses. And then when our principal, Dr. Ujjwala Chakradev, who conducted the studio, she asked students to come and look at a building, come. They kept on coming and reading stories. They used to write, today I went to the building and then I looked at the building and, this happened, that happened. And suddenly one day, everyone decided, why instead of writing it and discussing it in the studio, why don't we make this as the portfolio for the studio? So ultimately everyone decided that they would write their own experiences in the form of a book. So you can see this was the end result. This was the end product of that year's studio. There were 10 students. 10 students published 10 books. Here we didn't even believe. One student said that, look, I find it difficult to express in English. So can I write it in Marathi? So we said, yeah, go ahead. People experienced the Ramoji Film City, wrote on that. This girl who wrote in Marathi did the Gandhi Ashram, and it's an entire book. And I'd be happy to tell you that 2 or 3 people have now gone for publishing the book. And we had a Viva on this. The Viva was so unusual because we had Professor Harimohan Pillai coming for the Viva. He asked students to read the excerpts from the book, the passages which they liked the best, and then we had a discussion. Because conducting a Viva on such an unusual output was also very challenging. We have participated in thesis award programs of the Council of Architecture. One of our alumni, who is now a faculty at SMMCA, Renuka Chutke, she got the runner-up prize in 2015. This was for the PG Awards program. You must have heard of copyrights, trademarks, patents. We have devised a different classification of design, how design is taught in the cognitive domain, thinking domain. We have designed a program where we used to conduct it all over India on how to develop faculty, how to develop teachers, and all these things we have developed it as a copyright in the form of intellectual property rights. So our department has 3 intellectual property rights in the field of architecture pedagogy. Um, I told you one of the outputs in the studio, which was done in 2017, 18, was a film. So they worked on paradox to paradigm. What are the paradoxes in architecture? And instead of putting it on the sheet, everybody made a film. So we wanted the film to be evaluated. So again, there were 10 students' films to be evaluated. We invited architect Tejas Devuskar. You may be knowing he's now a very renowned filmmaker, and his very well-known film Bucket List with Madhuri Dixit made it to theaters that particular year. He's an architect by profession. He came in to evaluate the studio, and then we had a panel discussion. So different, like I told you, that's why it's exciting. Nobody knows how the studio will proceed. Our students are placed 100%. Right from the time we have started this course, 100 students have passed out and everyone is working. A lot of students ask us, that should I go only into teaching? Can I not practice? How will this course help me in practice? We have, last year we had a 60-year-old person. We have people who are 60, 62. We have people who are 25. So our age group, our age range is huge. So we have architects who are coming back into teaching and they want to learn teaching skills. So they have told us, that's the feedback we got from architects in practice, that after doing this course, when we go back to practice, we realize that our way of looking at the way we handle our practice, even that changes. Our way of developing our design changes. So this course will not only help you if you want to join teaching, but it will also help you if you want to go into practice. So most 80% of our students who have been placed are into teaching, different colleges in India. We get students, I like to tell you, we get students from all over India, from Kerala, from Madhya Pradesh, from Tamil Nadu, from Andhra Pradesh, of course from Maharashtra. Though it is a full-time course, they come in, they stay with us for a couple of months, and then go back. So, it's going and coming for 3 semesters. 4th semester, the training is done at their college level itself, wherever they are. So we get students from all over India, and 80% of them have been placed in different colleges of architecture, different schools of architecture. At this point, I'll just spend a few seconds telling you that our college is a nodal PhD center of Nagpur University. That is a PhD center. We enrolled 20 students for the PhD. There are only 3 in Maharashtra, and this is one of the best known PhD centers. Our 3 alumni, Dr. Madhura Rathod, who is an associate professor with us, Dr. Tripti Dabhe, and Dr. Aparna Kole, have already been awarded PhDs. That is, students who have come out of this course of architecture education. And now we have 4 more doing their PhDs. Most of the alumni, like I told you, 100% placement, but most of them are in senior positions in schools of architecture. I'd just like to conclude by showing you an alumni. If you see at the left-hand corner, architect Sonal Fouquet was the first student along with Dr. Madhura Rathod. She did her MH, and then she thought of designing a daycare center on her own. So she went into daycare center, and her designing, she runs a daycare center even though she's an architect. But then she says that the entire success of the daycare is only due to the course which she did. And she's now a well-known psychotherapist too. We have architect Asif Khan, who is the principal of a college in Kerala. Architect Mohini, she works with the PWD. Architect Dr. Aparna Kole is director at MIT University, New Delhi. And we have architect Vikrant Bhute, who is a very well-known practicing architect at Nagpur. He came in, he wanted to do the course. And our senior most faculty, a very well-known faculty, architect Mahesh Mukha, who's a practicing architect. So these are some of the alumni which I could list for you. So friends, if you join in, the joining process is through the common entrance test conducted by the Directorate of Technical Education, Government of Maharashtra. You'll be told during this webinar that for all colleges in Maharashtra, when you want to do post-graduation, you have to come through the common entrance. Then you give your options and then come along here. So in short, I'm happy that I could share my experience as a part of the faculty, core faculty, right from its inception. And believe me, it is exciting when you come to this course. Thank you so much.
It is very refreshing to see like a different faculty at hand, and people will be interested, because teaching, learning to teach and all is also a big deal. Because nowadays teachers, that is a very refreshing outlook.
Ma'am, just one question. GATE is also applicable to get admitted?
No, actually in Maharashtra, Ravi, those problem hai. Even if you do GATE, you still have to appear for CET.
Oh.
GATE will not get you admission. That's the government of Maharashtra rule. Even if you do GATE, you still have to appear for the common entrance test. And the common entrance test is held somewhere in the month of May. Registration start in the month of March. Now the entrance test is going to be held on 3rd of
exams before going to any.
One thing which I didn't